Bonjour my friends and welcome to my first vlog. Today I'm going to take you with me on a stilts performance. Yes, stilts, a very unusual sport, but I've been doing it for about 6 years and I really enjoy it. So let's get started. The day begins at 8 AM in the morning and I start getting ready with, of course, making my bed. But I'm a rather messy person, so I don't really make my bed, I just rather neatly throw the pillows on it. As for clothes, I'm wearing a simple black sports outfit. I'm not going to do a full face of makeup because I'm going to be wearing some later for the performance, but I can still do my morning routine and most importantly sunscreen because it's going to be a very hot sunny day. Let's go! Yes, motivated. And somehow make my excuse of hair look good. Say hello to my cat Mia. She's a diva who loves cuddling, and here's me feeding her so she doesn't get more angry. For breakfast I'm just having some cereal and watching some V-Lives. I think I was watching San from 80s, brushing my teeth while still watching V-Lives. Look at her lose attention. Don't forget the camera. I still had some stilts in my basement which I borrowed like ages ago, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to give them back. Wow, look at them, so cool. Putting on my beautiful beloved docks, which is very difficult with just one hand. Remove all the cat hair. In my bag I have sunglasses, water to hydrate, my purse, phone, sunscreen, cream, something to eat, mask, keys and disinfection. First we went to pick up our costumes from our costume storage and I had to open up the gate for the car, and to be honest I struggled with this old gate. The inside of this place is amazing though. We have so many things which I don't know what they are, what they're used for, or never even used in my life before, but just seeing all of them is incredible. We have so many different kind of stilts and sizes and walking sticks with the different costumes. In the dark it looks very creepy, but once you turn on the light you can see all the amazing props and most importantly the costumes. Some of which are hidden because of dust, but for others you can see the beautiful fabric and design and work that was put into it. We have so many and sadly we don't wear all of them that often, but just looking around feels like you're in your own little world. Before we leave we have to decide which costumes we want to wear, and I had to try mine on because I've never worn it before. So I quickly put on the base dress to see if everything fits. And then we pack up the costume, one for each, and here you can also see Wolfgang, leader and co-founder of the stilts group I'm in. Next thing I need is makeup. We have a big collection of high quality theatre makeup which I can choose from. I need things like foundation, eyeshadow, brushes and powder. Next up is choosing the stilts. This step is very important because you have to watch out for the sizes. One, for the stilts itself, so the costume doesn't drag on the floor, but also in relation to your legs, so they fit you well and won't hurt while walking. After I chose a pair, I thought it would be a good idea to just quickly try them on to see if everything really fits perfectly. Because you really don't want to make any mistakes when walking on 90cm sticks, because falling can hurt, trust me, I'm speaking from experience. And when I tell you tying up these things can be hard, because they have to be secured really tightly. But you know, better safe than sorry. All set, it is now time to go on a 3-hour road trip. Yay! But I took the time to do some napping because I was probably up all night watching K-dramas the night before. After we arrived, they gave us a quick tour of the place and also showed us our green room where we could change and put on our makeup. We were like super early, so we had enough time to have a walk around the exhibition we were performing for. I especially like these remakes of classical paintings. The exhibition was a collaboration between the pop artist James Ritchie and a porcelain factory. It was so warm that day, so when I found a fan, I thought it was godsend. But after a quick sit down and chat and some cappuccino, it was time to get our stuff from the car and start getting ready. Fun fact, I have the exact same mirror in my room. Concerning the preparation in backstage, all we could do was put on our base costume and makeup. Everything else has to be done later on. The costumes we are wearing are called haute couture, and for makeup we're just doing a simple but elegant look. And here's me, done and feeling myself feeling pretty. And remember, people always wear protection, even when walking on stilts, because otherwise your legs will suffer greatly. For this performance we were on stilts for about 1.5 hours, which is very long. We usually don't do walking acts that long, so these protectors were really lifesavers. Hello. And you always have to hold up the costume, otherwise it'll sweep on the floor and get dirt. Before putting on the stilts, you have to prepare your costume. That's why we prep the hats somewhere high up so we can reach them. Putting on the things can take a moment, but you really want to make sure that everything is secured and tight. There's a large variety when it comes to stilts. Some are made out of wood, some out of metal, some have springs in them so you can jump really high. The sizes can differ from 60 centimeters to 2 meters, and even when closing them, some have velcro and others have leather straps like these do. Each costume has its unique order in which the different pieces are put on. Most of the times it's a pair of trousers or base dress first, then the stilts, and then adding whatever coat or extra skirt you have on top. And then the time has finally come to stand up, which can be a bit tricky if you haven't walked for some time, but usually getting back into it is quite easy. And now you can see why we put up the hats so high at the beginning. For this particular costume, the hat always reminds me of the Korean traditional hats the men wear with their hanbok. With the costume all set, we then have these walking sticks, which not only can help with extra stability, but with which we can also do tricks with. And thus, a normal person becomes a performer. I couldn't film the walking act itself, so here's some extra footage Wolfgang took of me. And while the guests were looking at the exhibition, we finally had a break. And here you can see waiting in stilt style. Because you can't really sit down, or you always need window sills or something, you develop new techniques. And it would be too much work to take off the stilts and put them on again. And here's a cool trick with a stick. Professionally trained. Never mind. always just complaining. The paint from the stick was coming off and started staining my hand. There wasn't really much we could do during the waiting time, so here's just us fooling around and being not all too professional. But whenever we have free time, we practice little things like spinning, stick tricks, and doing a curtsy like me. After a second round of walking and dancing through the crowd, it was finally time to take everything off and get back on the ground. I apologise that the camera is all shaky here, but when on stilts you can't really stand still, you have to always keep moving, so yeah. At the end of it all, we rushed to the buffet and finally got dinner. And look at these tasty little thingies, I don't know, they had figs and tomatoes and just really tasty baguette stuff. Just scrumptious. Don't ask what I'm doing here because it was in the evening, it was a long day, I was standing in the sun for a lot of hours and I don't know, brain rot, yeah. Anyways, take a look at my pretty makeup before it will all vanish. And I didn't know that someone was changing behind me, so oopsie. We took off the makeup, unpacked our stuff, and got ready for going back home. With our little bags, we left the backstage, and now all was left were our costumes that we left drying out in the sun. Parking the car, and I don't know why I decided that putting in the luggage while also filming with the other hand would be a good idea, but you have some incredible cinematic footage. But it was such a beautiful evening and I don't know how to work the lighting. What is she doing? What is this? Just drive. Let's go on another 3-hour trip. Oh, hey! I was so done and I wanted to show you the road, but I just turned the phone and what am I doing? When we got home at 11 at night, it was already dark and raining, but my dad was waiting for me in the living room watching football. But I don't really watch football, so I quickly had a Duolingo lesson because I'm not losing a streak of 190. After a nice warm shower, I took off all the excess makeup and could do my evening routine and just calm down from the eventful day. At about midnight, the day came to an end with me and my cat cuddling and watching some anime. The day was so much fun with meeting nice people and finally being able to perform on stilts again. And also because I was vlogging everything. And I don't know, this was fun, so I guess I'll do more in the future if there's anything noticeably interesting or vloggable happening in my life. But until then, I'm signing off. Good night and see ya.